have trucks on top of other cars.
How is that possible?
It must have been like, you know how we were driving on the freeway on the way here? Cars were pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
So it was probably like one or two cars.
Is that that is a freeway. It's the I-64.
Yeah,
though.
one or two cars swerved into each other.
God damn it.
And then it just started a train reaction of fuckers.
Have we already been recording?
For the past 30 seconds. Yeah.
All right, that's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure.
Shit out.
I just wanted to make sure that's where we were at in this moment.
Yeah.
How would you even react if you were a part of that?
A 64 or 69 car pileup.
Like you're in the back.
Yeah.
You're in the back, and then you see the chain reaction actually happening.
I like the train reaction.
Well, I'd just be thinking about like, you know, am I really the worst hit? You know, let's check out the other 68 cars. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, where are you at in that accident? In your mind, like, are you going to be towards the front, so you're just getting 68 other people ramming behind you?
You're getting F-150s on top of you.
Oh, dude,
everything.
for days or for minutes in that instance, just getting rammed by somebody's F-350.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Yeah. Well.
And we're back.
We're back
with another episode.
Episode 3, baby.
It's episode 3.
Yeah. Welcome back.
You keep track of episode numbers, I don't.
I will from here on out. I should
yeah.
add that to the notes page.
Excellent.
Just so that we're on top of everything.
And just so everybody knows, we literally have a blanket teepee constructed just for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't made it to the studio space yet, so for now, the bedroom is the studio space. We got tripods with...
Hey, feel free to let us know how it sounds. Because
seriously, though,
curious.
please. Yeah. We need some feedback on this one, ladies and gentlemen, because this really didn't take a lot of work to do. It was very easy, but I'm going to bitch about it anyways. It's a pain in the ass just trying to balance everything. Making sure it all works in the end of the day.
And it looks fascinating from my perspective.
It does kind of look like we have a teepee set up in the middle of his bedroom. It kind of feels like I'm back in kindergarten.
Hey, as long as it works, man.
Seriously, though.
Well, interesting enough, we were actually just talking about the 69 car pileup in Virginia.
Nearly 70, yes.
Nearly 70. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
You go first, buddy.
Well, where do we begin? I just have questions off the bat. I mean, for instance, how the hell does a 69 car pileup even happen on the highway? I mean, it looks like a small highway, to be fair, like 3-lane closed. It looks like they're on a bridge at that point.
It did also look like there were slippery conditions.
I wouldn't know. I don't know what the temperature is.
I feel like the road. Yeah, I don't know either.
Do you know the
Do you know the weather of Virginia?
I mean, could be slippery conditions. It seemed dry though. But the thing is just like, how do you not like? Who just keeps going? You know, that's like, you're talking like.
That's why I think like they're in such a tight space, going at like 70 to 80 miles per hour. Like,
Yeah.
We've been in those scenarios. Like one bad move, then 2, 3, 4, and then before you know it, half of the freeway.
Imagine
is
being
gone.
the first dickhead. Like, yeah, just,
You are the first fuck up out of everyone in the group.
And how much do you want to bet that it started with a text?
that's true.
Seriously though.
It was probably something stupid like,
Or, you
buy
know-
me 20 piece McNuggets. You know? Like,
You know what it probably was? It was probably somebody on fucking TikTok, and then they're like looking at some dude eating chicken, some Indian like bodybuilder dude just fucking munching on some naan and some,
oh my god.
some chicken, you know, and then they just look up and they're in the back of a trailer, and then the next thing they know, they have a fuck ton of F-150s just ramming them from behind.
God, dude.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Have you seen the video of the Boring Company tunnel under LA?
Yeah.
Working for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I think it only works with Teslas right now because it goes into autopilot, but it like drives your car through this tunnel at like $120 or $130.
Whoa.
1-lane tunnel. You know, it's really hard for you to mess up because the car's an autopilot.
Yeah, of course.
But all I'm thinking is, what if they expand to more lanes?
Imagine how big of a fuck up that would be.
Like, if is Elon gonna keep just doing new lanes, but it's one lane stacked on top of each other? So you're gonna be like 1,000 feet deep on lane fucking 40, like, because you got the shit end of the deal.
That's how I understood it, at least.
That's what I thought it was going to be. But if he's turning it into like multi-lane highways under the ground,
They're all gonna intersect somewhere to get out.
Will they? I thought there was going to be like an elevator system. Like you'd pop on and then it lifts you up to the surface.
But then, are you really saving time?
I don't know. That's
gonna
the
take
point.
them a long
Think
time
of
to
how many
build.
cars. Yeah.
Everything would come out like sequentially though. It'd be like one after the other. So I feel like that's still more efficient than like a traditional highway.
Yeah.
Just think about it like the hydroponic system of traffic.
The hydroponics. Do you want to elaborate on that one for us, Mr. Big Words?
Well, as far as I know, they utilize vertical farming to save water, to be more efficient when it comes to creating plants or food, I guess. But I don't know. Did I get the right word?
You're close. You're close.
What's the right word?
For hydroponics, the only reason they grow vertically is because they can. They don't need.
They don't need to grow it vertically.
They don't need to, but they do because it's more, space efficient. You use less real estate. I mean, like, think about it. When you're on a farm, it's kind of one-dimensional in terms of your growing capability.
Yeah.
But if you have a fake sun over every single plant in the form of an LED, you can go up because you just have the sun above it all the time. So you can basically turn a skyscraper into the equivalent of a farm. Or probably more than a farm could produce, because it produces at higher and faster quantities.
Which is going to be our next business adventure.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, catch us for the 2 a.m. vertical farming, vertical hydroponic center.
Hitting you with the dankest of foliage.
Oh,
Some good foliage. Got some nice romaine, E. coli free coming your way. Dude, I went to Panera to try to get a salad a couple weeks back, and I couldn't. They denied me access.
Wait.
What?
Who the fuck goes to Panera for a salad?
What do you mean?
Why would you go to Panera for a salad?
Because they got good salads.
You don't get a bread bowl?
No,
Shame on you.
no, because I don't need fucking I don't need my daily calorie intake from one fucking soup bowl.
This is the health guy talking.
Yeah,
Yep,
seriously.
this'll
The health guy is asking why I'm getting a salad. Anyways.
Anything for the gains.
Anyways.
I wanted to actually introduce the world of subscriptions.
Subscriptions.
In latest news,
Please do.
Coca-Cola just dropped their
Jesus.
20 drink a month subscription for one small fee, and Coca-Cola.
Wait, they actually have more than 10 drinks available?
So from what I've learned, from what I've gathered, you pay, I think it's $10 a month, and over the course of X amount of months, they're going to ship you 20 different beverages, and each one's going to be a new flavor for them.
Each month.
Yes. And what's interesting to me is they're basically getting a focus group together, but they're, putting it under the guise of being like exclusive.
Yeah,
They're like, oh yeah, if you pay the exclusive fee, like you get to try these unknown flavor. And I'm like, dude, they're just testing shit on you because they want to know what works in the market.
Yeah, and you're paying.
Yeah, they should be paying you for this information.
Literally.
They only mentioned 1,000 people get it, right?
I have
Is it
no
100
idea.
or 1,000?
I think it was the first 1,000 customers. But still, man, just the whole subscription thing. Like, even if you were getting Coca-Cola right at your door, like...
Here's what's shocking to me. Not only that people still drink this stuff, okay, but also the idea that people are such fanatics of it that they will go out of their way to pay for a subscription for more of it.
But it's not the one they know and love. It's things that people haven't tried before.
Okay.
That's where it gets weird to me. That's basically like you going in to a focus group, like traditionally, like let's say Apple hits you up and they're like, hey, come in, we're going to ask you questions for an hour, we'll give you $20, whatever. Cool. Go in, they show you some new products, they're like, would you like a feature like this or that? Like, for example, I guarantee you the dark mode feature came out of focus group testing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it just makes sense. Like, I want a dark mode forever. I'm sure you wanted dark mode, and I'm sure you did too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It saves your eyes, like, from a ton of stress. Like, and I feel like it saves your screen battery. I don't know. Probably just talking shit. I don't know this.
You know what?
Yeah, but...
Gets the flavors. Throw out some flavors out there. What do you think they combined?
Bacon vanilla.
Oh my lord.
That actually could be one. Like,
Yeah, 100%, man. This is America.
I feel like they're gonna try to. They're like doing millennial ass flavors. Like I feel like coconut's gonna be mixed in with one of them at some point.
Yeah.
Like
They have to take inspiration from Jewel.
Ooh. Maple.
They have to.
God, dude.
There's gonna be a peach flavor.
Mango.
Or mango. Sorry.
The mango pod. What is it? Coca-Cola?
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
The mango pod Coke.
It should just be the mango can.
The mango
Mango
can. And they add a sprinkle of nicotine on there too.
They have a Virginia tobacco.
Why?
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, real cigarettes have sugar in them, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Do they?
Yeah, white sugar.
I don't know.
I
part
don't.
of the
I
reason
don't.
why they're
You know,
so
I'm gonna have
addicting.
to. I'm gonna have to fact check you on that
So
one.
it's
Go
white.
ahead.
You're saying it's white sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what's addicting.
Well, not the whole reason why, but not the whole reason why, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
god.
I mean,
Imagine it was only
100%.
the sugar this whole time.
Like, honestly, if you've tried not having sugar for, like, just 3 days, is all I ask for,
yeah,
you'll go insane. You'll realize how much sugar is in the foods that you never thought would have sugar.
people get headaches from it. Or from the withdrawal. People, they just feel like shit in general.
Yeah.
Every cigarette contains half a teaspoonful of sugar.
Are
What's
you
good?
fucking
You know what?
serious?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean any disrespect.
I am
but,
correct
like,
on this end.
Well, excuse my language, but damn.
Smokers and diabetics are unaware of the sugar in smokes undermining their health.
Bruh.
Dang. That's
That-
very
It's
interesting.
amazing how far these companies will go to create addictive products.
I wonder how much flavor that adds to it. Because, like, if you're in Vegas and you walk around and, like, you're in a casino, all it smells like is cigarettes in there. And it doesn't smell like caramel.
No.
Like, it doesn't smell like burnt sugar, you
It
know?
smells like burnt ash.
Yeah, it smells like a cigarette.
I've been to a casino once, and will never go back because of that smell.
Is that the one that you went to with me?
I think it was.
The Indian casino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It
what
was
you're talking
terrible.
about is the stench of the carpets, man.
Honestly,
that shit just, man.
you're right.
yeah.
It just gets locked in
It
there.
gets locked in there into the fibers, and it's just annoying. You can really smell it.
The fun part about Vegas for me, or one fun thing about Vegas for me, is like when you walk around, you could definitely tell how nice a hotel is based off of how much it smells like cigarettes. Like if you go into the Bellagio or the Palazzo,
Yeah.
like it kind of has more of like a vanilla-y hotel smell.
Yeah.
You know? But if you go over to like Harrah's or like
Circus
Circus,
It's just
like-
a hot box
it's
of
just
cigarette
the
smoke.
it's just the smell of cigarettes and freaking all the drugs under the sun.
Oh,
just
yeah.
just accumulating
Just
into that poor carpet that they only change out once a
nasty,
decade.
Oh god.
Dude, I woke up this morning to my mom watching The Wolf of Wall Street, and it was the Countach part.
Oh god.
I found it so hilarious that my mom was
What
watching
time was that at in the morning?
it. Like 9.
The Wolf of Wall Street, 9 in the morning.
It's pretty early, man.
Hey,
You got your eggs and you got some titties on screen.
I think it's 2 more hours till the market closes now.
You've got your eggs, your morning cup of joe, and your Quaaludes.
Oh yeah.
And then didn't he do like cocaine in the morning, Quaaludes at lunch for his back, and then like what was it? What's the one that you inject into you? Morphine to mellow him out, or no, morphine just because it's awesome.
Dude, his business partner was choking. He was already high on Quaaludes, and then he took an absurd amount of cocaine to get him out of that high, to save his friend's life.
Wow.
And apparently that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I hope that's a real thing. That would just be medically fascinating. Like if a rapper was like unbelievably leaned out, like to the point where let's not say they're blacking out, but they're like maybe 3 or 4 sips away from that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if they snort coke, will they just kind of wake up and then probably, die once their body realizes what's
die?
happening? But like, you think they'd be fine for probably 30 seconds? Before, this is why we needed medical guests on the show for my dumbass questions.
Well,
For all of our
mean-
collective dumbass questions.
We need a medical professional.
I think it just depends how heavy.
How much of a user they are?
Yeah.
Like, what's their tolerance?
Exactly.
How long? Like, let's say 21 Savage. I imagine he's been pretty leaned out. I feel like he's cleaned up a lot in the past year or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, let's say or better yet, Lil Wayne, like, back in the heyday. Like, when he was wheezy, like, really
Yeah.
fucking going for it. I mean, he was probably doing that as it was, though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they do get some medical advice of some sort to know their limit, first of all.
I don't even think
I don't think they do.
Dude, but like, Think about it, man.
Why would they? I don't think they really care.
They spend their money on stupid shit. They don't
Yeah.
have financial advisors.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think. I don't really think that they have medical advisors. I mean, they'd have to be pretty. They'd have to value their health pretty.
Yeah, seriously.
I think I just like to think that a lot of people are scared to death more than they're not. You know?
Yeah.
True.
So,
But I feel like rappers are doing these drugs to escape from shit, so they don't really care about the limit
yeah.
per se. It's more like let's do so much that black out, and then we'll wake up the next day and
Yeah.
maybe do it again.
Must be a weird thought process, to be honest.
Right? I just got to be a little uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Kind of a scary place to be. But
Yeah.
Just pushing the limit. Speaking of pushing the limits,
Mm-hmm.
I have to recover from my pelvic injury.
Oh,
God damn.
And keep in mind, the pelvis is pretty damn important when it comes to running and sprinting.
Oh, yeah.
More than you would think.
Yeah, more than
100%.
Even sleeping, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, for real. Like,
That's
dude,
why I keep a pillow in between my legs. I
Yeah.
sleep on
Same.
my side, so.
Same. Dude, when I get sick, and like I don't walk around for a long time or work out, like I'll get up and go do a little walk around outside my neighborhood. Like I'll do 3 or 4 laps of the block,
Mm-hmm.
and my freaking lower abdomen is almost like on fire. Like it's ridiculous how much you use your lower abdomen just for movement and being alive.
Yeah, just
Your
for
day-to-day
intense
stuff.
movement.
Yeah, seriously.
And that's crazy, man. You have a game coming up, don't you?
Well, I mean, I play games every once in a while now, but actually, I told him this news.
Mhm.
I was trying out for a professional team,
Yeah.
so it's technically a trial. The first day I did well. I felt like I did well. So the same with the second day.
Mm-hmm.
But the first day I felt down. I felt like, oh, I wasn't being recognized for how good I was, all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second day after I finished, one of the coaches comes up to me and he's like, we'll definitely give you a call back. So then I was, dude,
Oh shit.
the first half an hour after I received that news, I was like, I didn't even believe it. It was surreal.
Yeah.
To be able to work so hard for something,
Mhm.
blood, sweat, and tears, and then, to be able to be recognized for it at least.
Yeah.
I think
Very
that's very
least.
important for people.
It's very important.
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Keep it up, bro.
Well, we'll see where it goes,
Yeah.
but I'm committed.
That's good, man. As long as you love it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I have a question for two of you.
Sure.
Please
It's a deep question.
indict us.
I'm ready.
Indict us. What drives... Well, first of all, you. What drives you to create?
Well, actually multiple things. So I am a visual learner, and I've known that about myself since I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing all these colors on screen and the way things were filmed and the way the looks are achieved just always caught my attention.
The aesthetics?
The aesthetics, the kind of just like the color matching, everything down from wardrobe to the scene color, and thinking about what the process was before even starting to begin to think about filming this. It gets you to really think deep about the processes and the things that are necessary for you to kind of just prepare yourself to film these things. You know what I mean? So it's a deeper, it's kind of a deeper thought than just looking at it at the screen. So
What age did that start? These are the things I'm
I mean,
curious about.
honestly, around 9 or 10, I was a huge like movie geek. I would always I would like different things about movies besides story.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
I used to geek out about everything with movies,
And
but
I would
continue.
collect all the VHSs, the posters, like all that stuff, and then like whether you were gonna hang it or not, it's just like I had them, so I was just like,
You'd pick
Yeah.
up all the little subtle things that other people don't pick up.
score. Yeah. So and then from there it was just kind of like I started noticing, when scenes would cut, how the audio would either play a role or not play a role, and whether if it was a visual cut or if it was an audio cut, because everything just seemed so smooth and just so vibrant to the eyes, and it was just, I fell in love with the teal and orange look for a while, and the little blue look, and then even the red look.
That's so
And
fascinating.
and then you start to realize that like these colors kind of just give you another feeling, depending on the color. So if it was like a very yellowy, orangey look, you would just feel heartfelt and just warm and fuzzy, If it was red, you'd feel like, something bad's about to happen, and it was just you would get your heart racing, things like that.
Yeah.
So, it was just very interesting to me, and I just loved exploring that side. And there came a day where my uncle gave me his camera because I used to live in Doha. And it's very boring, but he handed me down a camera and said, you can borrow this if you want. And I was like,
We'll see
what
what
am I
it's
gonna do
about.
with a camera? No, what am I gonna do with a camera?
Oh, not even, okay.
And then 2 weeks go by, and I'm like, the camera's still sitting there. Just pull it out, take a few pictures here, take little pictures of my little baby brother.
It's not wild how it starts.
And then I was like, whoa, these things are crazy, man. These images are insane.
Yeah.
And it started from there, and then I actually gathered all my cousins, and we made a little short film. It was not a great film at all.
Once we get the website up and rolling, we should post that too.
Yeah, I'll post it.
We'll post it in like 5 years.
I won't post it, but
Only the real fans will know.
yeah, why not? You guys can see my shitty work along with my great work.
Oh, you're a kid. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Give yourselves
So
give
I was
yourself a
learning.
break.
It was fun. We try to implement like just action scenes and things like that. It's just really shitty done.
A lot
Work,
of fake hits.
Yeah,
and
just
swinging the wrong way and reacting the other way.
terrible acting. Some angles were great, some angles were complete crap. Lighting,
Yeah.
overexposure, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it got you to just like trust the process, learn the process, and just have fun with it, and just it's what I love, and it's the only thing I see myself doing, honestly. Besides this podcast, of course.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, buddy?
This is a quick transition. For me,
Yeah.
one of the coolest things for me is connection. More specifically, the impact that you have on somebody else and like how that draws them to you, or more specifically to the thing that you made. For instance, one of the coolest videos on YouTube, in my opinion, and I'm not even like a huge fan of their music. I like some of their stuff, like their album Day at the Races kicks a lot of ass. It's Queen, by the way.
Oh.
Band Queen. It's they're playing Bohemian Rhapsody live, and towards the end of the song, like the very end of the song, when everything slows down, it's just Freddie Mercury on piano again.
Yeah.
And he's saying that nothing really matters to me. Like, right as he's about to start singing that, he stops, and like the whole audience is just screaming it.
Wow.
It's one of the coolest videos on YouTube because like it looks like he's about to start crying, like mid thing.
Just you talking about it is a huge impact to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
Like having that lyric, like nothing really matters to me, that probably had a lot of weight to him. Just having everybody shout it, and they feel something different. Like everybody has their own opinion on that.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a different feeling. Everybody's screaming it with all that emotion that they bring, or that the song brings to them, just throwing it right back at him. And he
Wow.
gets to feel all that on stage.
Yeah, man.
Didn't
in
you
one fell
mention
swoop.
that when we went to Joshua? Like, you literally changed the whole vibe of the room with how you played guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of like, with music, more specifically, you set like a precedent for the feeling in the room.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really stupid. Like, obviously, yeah, you're filling the space with your sound literally. But I mean, people's emotions, if they don't like it, they're going to start to get irritated. The atmosphere is going to turn a little bit more hostile, not as friendly. But if you're playing something that everybody's kind of agreeing with, vibing with, grooving a little bit, it's getting loose in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Your sound's loosening everybody up. Everybody's having a good time talking. Like, that's a good feeling.
It is.
If everybody can have fun based off of something that you're providing to them.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And the feeling of appreciation that people bring.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's very...
It's like a mutual understanding of what you're hearing too. You know?
Yeah. All right, it might mean my favorite part too, or another favorite thing for me is like, if I make a song and then I show it to somebody else and they have a completely different emotional reaction to it, or just reaction, whatever they're feeling, that's cool. Because it's art. Like, it's like looking at a painting, but just with sound. And like, you can have a different opinion on it, that's fine. But I appreciate like the other perspectives.
That's very true.
It's fun for me.
And
That's what I like.
if you relate that to film, that's a huge section of film. I feel like that's 80% of film. It's sound.
Seriously, though.
And just depending on how you can change it a millisecond, it will make a huge difference on the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I completely understand that view of how important sound is.
Yeah, like
and how
for film, like you were talking about, if you mess up, like, for instance, when you're watching Star Wars, if that lightsaber didn't make the when it came out, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's not fucking real. But when you're in that movie theater and you hear the of them like slapping together, that is one of the most magical moments. You're just like you turn into a little kid just watching frickin' Luke Skywalker or what's the new girl's name? Rey?
I don't know, and
Rose?
I don't care.
Huh?
Is it Rose?
No, Rose is the girl that everybody got mad at from the last movie.
Shit.
Why?
Dude, it's not even her fault. What's funny is, like, all these people are going after this Rose girl. She was like a new character. She was hitting on what's that actor's name? Is it no, not Poe. Poe's the pilot. It's the guy that was the droid. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't. Yeah, whatever his name was. Like, he was getting hit on by the Rose chick, and everybody just went after her. Like, once the movie came out, they're getting mad at her. They're like, your character sucks, and this and that, and all this shit. And I'm like, she didn't even write it.
Yeah.
Like,
Relax,
she just got a check. That's all she's doing.
People are looking for an enemy. They're looking for an excuse
Yeah,
to get
seriously.
mad.
Yeah, someone to blame.
That's
Yeah.
what annoys me the most about a lot of people these days. You're literally looking for something to get mad, and you're just making a big deal out of nothing.
It's something to do, because nobody will remember this shit down the line.
Yeah.
Like, almost nobody remembered that Rose chick got so brutally slammed on Twitter, she deleted her account.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's one of the problems. It's just like people have that different mindset on Twitter.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
Right?
Like, why do you have to go after that
There's
person?
a lot of people I know where they're like the kindest people on earth, and then you look at their tweets and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Luckily, I know a lot of cool people on Twitter.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
there's a balance to it, a yin and yang.
that's great. But I'm talking about like close people. Like I'm talking about people I grew up with, things like that. And I'm just like, yo, are you faking your relationship with me, or are you faking your relationship
Just
on
completely
Twitter?
different
You know what I
side.
mean? Like, it's just a completely different side to you.
Now all of your friends are listening like, was
Yeah.
it me? How does he know?
Wait a second, you're not savage, you know? Like, I've known you my entire life, but I don't know. Twitter just brings that side of people out, I guess. And
It's
I mean,
ugly.
I don't hate it. It's funny, but yeah,
It's very interesting to me.
Especially when you combine it with anonymous accounts.
Yeah, that's
Granted,
where it
you
gets
can
really
do the same
weird.
thing with Instagram, but Twitter has a special thing because you can just like talk shit all day, and you'll scroll through people's timelines. It'll just be like shit talk all day.
Oh yeah,
What's funnier to me too is like we'll scroll through people's pages of them talking shit too. Like, we won't agree with it, but we'll still scroll through laughing our asses off about like what they said. Like, that's so savage, bro. Like we feed the machine. Like, it's totally our fault.
yeah. I mean, we're just liking and retweeting that shit. And, like, you know, some of it is funny, and some of it is mostly reactions from other people. You know what I mean?
Like, not gonna lie, there's a way to do mean comedy properly. Like, you can just be a dick online and then say, it was a joke, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't handle the joke. Like, and that's not a realistic way to approach a situation or an answer.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you're gonna be a dick, like, just admit that you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
That's just like
If you're trying to be funny, try to be funny. Don't try to be a dick.
yeah,
Be a glorious asshole
like
at least.
Chris D'Elia does it really well.
He's really good at doing
You know,
that.
like he made fucking New Mexico news with the whole Albuquerque
Oh
thing.
my god.
Did he really?
Yeah, that was gold, man.
What specifically did he talk shit about them on?
He was talking about Albuquerque, quirky. Yeah, he was saying how some other city was like, it was shit, but it wasn't as shitty as Albuquerque. And then the people of Albuquerque were shit, and like the crowd was shit. Like it was something along those lines.
Did he pull a
But-
Bill Burr in Philadelphia? Do you know about
Oh
that?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. When he was like, "Fuck all of you."
Yeah, Bill Burr for like 15 minutes. He was at this comedy festival that they were booing like really well-known names in comedy off stage. Like I think Tracy Morgan was there that night, and he just literally said, "All right, later," like halfway through his set, and dip.
Yeah.
And then Bill Burr went up there, and it was like a comedy show in the middle of the day, and like people were throwing footballs and were hammered and shit. Like, it was a weird vibe, he said on this podcast. And then he goes out there, and he just like, 15 minutes into a show or whatever, he just says, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
And then he just starts going,
"All right, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
We got 15. I got 15 minutes left. You know what? fuck all
He
of
just
you.
roasts
You
everyone.
sacks of shit.
Oh my
yeah, like all
God.
that kind of stuff. And I'm like,
Dude, he was roasting them for so long, he ran out of things to roast them on.
Yeah.
That's why I love them.
he
That's
started
why I love
talking
them.
out of his ass at the end. I was like, okay, this is still funny, but like, all right, I get it.
Like, dude,
know?
you need to leave before you get...
Yeah. No,
Oh, man.
I got 15 minutes left.
Did you watch the new video of what's the YouTube account's name? Kurtzegasat? How do you say that?
Kurzigsgast.
Kurzigsgast.
Maybe.
They had an episode on how it's feasibly possible to move the entire solar system to a new area in the universe.
I was listening to that on the way here.
It is really fascinating.
Yeah, it's unbelievably fascinating. Basically, they're taking a I don't know if you're aware of this. What's the term for it where you can make a sun into a solar power or a solar generator?
Something engine? Is that it?
I'm trying to remember, but basically there's a way that you can turn an entire sun into a generator. Like, we'd have to be a type 3 civilization in order to do that, but we can actually like build an entire shell around a sun and generate like ungodly amounts of electricity from it.
Feasible within the laws of physics.
Okay.
Yeah, and by us doing that, a guy who works for the show, or
I think so.
yeah, a guy who works for the show, Kurzigsgast, came up with an idea for like a propulsion system that takes the energy from the sun, and it would be fast enough to outrun a supernova.
What the? Okay.
Yeah, I was
basically-
like, what?
In layman's terms, it basically involves capturing the energy from the sun, shooting a laser beam at the sun so that the thing doesn't crash into it, and then from there, it harnesses the energy to move in whatever direction you want.
Damn.
It's just mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah, that is mind blowing, and it seems like it is within the physics.
Yeah, but what did you say?
Like-
Type 3 civilization?
Something like that.
What are we,
two-
a Type 1?
We're not even type 1, dude.
Yeah, we're fucking...
We're too low. By the way, the Type 1 civilization, I think that was brought up by Carl Sagan, was it? I'd have to... I'm going to double check that in just a minute, but the whole idea is your civilization is based off of how much electricity you generate and utilize.
Yeah.
So, Type 1 civilization has, a ridiculous amount of power even by today's standards. Type 2 is even more insane, and then Type 3 is just unbelievable. Like,
But why would we aspire to something like that? We're too busy arguing about Donald Trump and
Okay.
fucking
So-
other...
The Kardashev scale is a method of measuring civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy they are able to use.
yes.
Whoa. So the measure was proposed by Soviet astronomer Nikolai Kardashev.
Of course he
in
was Soviet.
1964.
Of course.
So
Soviets are
how
savages,
close are we
man.
to being Type 1?
I think we're like a 0.34 or 0.4 civilization.
What the? Okay,
Like in terms
yeah.
of like,
That goes to show you, and that's with like.
We're primitive.
I'm thinking of Elon Musk. You know what I mean? Like.
Our boy Elon!
But even then, point.
No, there is a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
There's so much work to do, and we're
Yeah.
just focused on dumb shit, to be honest.
Yeah. And that whole energy from the sun thing is Type 3. Just give that a thought for a second.
yeah, literally utilizing an entire sun as your
Wow.
generator.
And here's what amazed me too. We're using like billions of billions of units of energy or something from the sun, and that's not even a fraction. It doesn't even make a dent
Oh, God,
in
no.
the sun.
No, dude.
Crystalia reference.
Oh my god.
My
Well,
God.
in California, I think all new buildings that are constructed have to have solar panels on them.
Mhm.
Like it's mandated in
Yeah.
California, which makes a lot of fucking sense.
Are you saying houses or cars?
But houses,
Houses.
buildings,
Yeah.
houses, industrial buildings, stuff like that. Like if they're new, they have to have solar panels built onto them,
Wow.
which makes a lot of fucking sense. I don't know why we didn't implement that like 10 years ago.
Common
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
You got
seriously.
companies coming up like Solar City and all these like other little small ass
Yeah.
solar companies just trying to push that shit out. But
It's about
even though
time.
It did make sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tesla. I gotta give Elon Tusk some props with the new Tesla house thing that he's got going. where like you can generate electricity with the walls, and and all the roof tiles are solar panels, which makes it's just fucking genius.
Yeah, it is.
Like, how's nobody made that yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're not losing anything.
No,
Honestly.
in fact, you're just making a better house.
Yeah, you're gaining. Yeah.
At a certain point, technology advances so much that it's indistinguishable from magic. Straight up. Straight up.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
can see
Zayd tuning in with some deep shit
I can see that.
that he heard in a movie.
Some deep thoughts. No, it's actually a quote.
Yeah, that whole
I
scale.
don't know who by though.
I know. I'm trying to remember what from.
That whole scale actually kind of just reminds me of the ancient Egyptians and how technologically advanced they were for their time.
Have you heard of the theory of the pyramid being a giant electrical conductor?
We're going deep.
We're going
Are
deep
you
right now.
serious?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Like a lot of the I don't even remember what it was for.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Ancient Aliens with my dad.
Yeah.
And I know it's like I know.
By the way, it's on
Ancient
Netflix. But yeah.
Is it actually on Netflix?
Yeah.
That's
it
how
was.
all great
Oh, I'm gonna have to give it.
paternal relationships are formed.
My dad. That's what my dad and I bond over is Ancient Aliens.
It's glorious.
Every time I hear ancient astronaut theorists suggest that, I lose my mind. I think it's the funniest thing. I love it. But like, there's a whole theory of how I forget whose pyramid it was. It might have been Tutankhamun. I don't know, but the biggest one, whichever one, was used as an electrical conductor. What for? I don't really know.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the inside of the walls and like the actual rocks that are used to build the pyramids, like it has channels that are meant to push like what could theoretically be electricity, like across the walls and then up to the tip.
So it's some kind of metal.
No, it's a rock that's actually able to conduct electricity.
Oh, wow.
It's fucking nuts.
And that's
Like,
part of the reason why they have the gold cap originally.
I think they did. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Where
the
they
theory.
get so many rocks?
Dude,
The whole thing just boggles your mind. To be honest.
seriously.
But the most interesting thing to me was that how they went about building such a huge thing, and not only one but three of them.
Just
And they
moving
all-
the shit.
Dude, there's a
Yeah,
ton
dude,
of
just
them.
moving. But just not even that, man. Just mathematically, how they were able to align every point with the exact star above it was just insane.
I don't think it has anything to do with aliens. I just think that
No, I don't think.
I'm not saying it's aliens. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that's the show I was
Yeah,
watching.
Ancient
That
Aliens,
brought it
yeah.
up. Yeah.
I just think we discount the intelligence of past generations.
Oh, we totally do. Are you kidding me?
100%, 100%.
Dude, like there's a whole new theory with Egypt that Egypt just has cities built on top of cities on top of cities. Like apparently civilization restarted a couple times in Egypt. Like they died out and then they fucking came back.
And it's like, oh, why is there Cairo and then a new Cairo?
Yeah, seriously.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That show brings up a lot of interesting things though.
Oh yeah.
If you just want to look at like if you want to watch a show where even if you don't believe aliens are real or any of the shit, I know it's like really far-fetched some of the shit they do, but there's a couple episodes in there where they just show interesting history things
That make
Yeah.
you think.
or geographic things. You're like, I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, I remember throwing 60% of the shit I heard on there just out the window.
Yeah. Some of it, a lot of it is just a bunch of dudes like aliens.
Yeah.
It is a fact. Maybe that aliens had some form of intervention, or our ancestors had intervention with some form of extraterrestrial life.
Okay, listen. If there was a time period that you would like to go back to,
Oh Jesus!
any time period, what would it be? I'm going to choose the Jurassic period, just out of principle, just because I like dinosaurs.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I'd like to know how long you'd survive though.
I honestly wouldn't want to go back.
5 minutes.
And this is me just being a pussy, but like I wouldn't want to go back because of the giant ass insects. Like they didn't have as much CO2 back in the air, so insects were like as big as you.
Do you
in
mean
some
the
instance.
car-sized dragonflies?
Yeah,
What the
God.
fuck is that?
yeah.
You know?
Fuck that, dude. A flap of their wings would probably push you over.
Yeah.
Imagine the tarantulas and fucking
Oh my
spiders.
god, no, thank you. I don't want to.
Arachnids.
Some
Some arachnoids.
some erecs.
My God. No, I Not too sure, to be honest, because I'm looking at it from an aesthetic point of view. But
Which era would be the most
What
of
a
a
creative
vibe?
mind. What a creative mind.
yeah. I mean, I really like the 1920s, but then you got all these diseases and people dying, so it's like...
I mean, you're gonna get that anytime.
Yeah.
really.
You'd probably just want to go back to the... No, if you go to the 20s and you're in like a city, depending on where you're at, it actually probably wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. Well,
Be
Like, you
most
could for sure
aesthetic.
cruise Paris in the 20s.
I feel like it was just easier. Well, no, the thing is, I'm thinking about it from a now standpoint. So, you know, I would implement all these, like, business ideas and things.
So this is like,
Like-
post-World War... Yeah, don't think about it like that. Like,
that.
you can't
if it was
establish
just
a
fresh
business.
mind,
No lottery
Just
winning.
as an
anything
observer.
Like that. Yeah, just as an
Honestly, dude, I would
observer.
go back to the 40s, 20s, 50s, that, you know, anywhere around there. Just because it was just kind of like... It was different, man.
It was very simple back
It
then.
was very, very simple, and you either had power or you didn't have power. That's it. It was,
Yeah.
you know, your options were very
That's
limited,
really it.
Yeah.
and it was just, yeah, I don't know.
We should take that.
Simple is the right word.
You
yeah.
that would be your choice. That would be your choice.
Yeah.
I get that.
But I'm so torn between like his answer and these two other ones I came up with.
Like some two absurd ones. Huh?
Yeah.
What are
and one of the two is kind of multiple things, but I'll explain. The first one, I'll just be like simple with it.
Mhm.
Ancient Egypt.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I want to go back and see if there's some crazy shit actually like going down.
Yeah.
Like, was there really a time where aliens popped in and gave us some shit? Because, like, I feel like the Egyptians figured out irrigation way too fucking easily.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for being in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, man. And
'Cause
you're
they-
talking ancient times.
Yeah, they had to understand the physics of how water moves. Like, that's crazy for people that
Yeah.
still work with fucking, like, copper tools with a big rig.
Yeah.
But other than that, I would like to go back in history and see the world's most famous like religious figures. Not because I'm religious, just because I want to see if the stories are shit. Like, I want to go back and see Jesus do the walking on water thing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it was really just him walking on ice.
You're just betting. you're there betting with the guy next to you.
Dude, I don't want to go back.
Bro,
Yeah.
he's...
I don't want to go back to visit Jesus just to be like around his presence, just to feel the energy.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is does he have the energy, or was it just a guy that was saying shit?
I mean,
That's where the religious people.
that's where
and the
belief comes
non-religious,
in.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But
Because I've seen a lot of homeless dudes on the side of the street scream their Jesus.
whoa.
You know.
Yeah.
And back in the day, they wouldn't have really had a reason to tell him he's not right.
Dude, that
If-
homeless guy who snuck up on you in
He scared
pizza
the shit out
press.
of me.
It's almost Jesus, bro.
I can't believe
No, he's not Jesus. He's a ninja. I don't even
Dude,
know where he
the
came
thing is,
from.
I saw him for at least 30 seconds before he saw him.
Wow.
And I had no awareness that he did not know he was there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he tells me that he just what did he yell?
He's like,
And then the next moment he just normally asks
yeah,
for a
perfect
slice.
English
Yeah.
immediately afterward.
You fucking karate stance. Yeah.
He looked like a modern day version of Jesus.
It's like, dude, why are you in the horse stance? Why are you?
Oh, Jesus, you scared the shit out of me.
All I hear from the right is, God!
God! Like, it's not even a word, man. At least yell, give me a slice or something, but...
He's like, you got a spare slice, and it's like, sir, this is where you build a custom pizza. We don't do single slices.
Do your fucking research, man.
Do your research. That's too good.
Not to shit on homeless people, but
Yeah.
I just find it
No,
funny.
no.
That
We're
That
not.
was funny.
We're not shitting on. We're just. It was a funny interaction.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was great. Yeah, man. Well, I think that's it for this
How
episode.
long
Yeah.
has it been?
I don't know. That's what I'm worried
It's
about.
been about 40-something minutes.
That's
Oh, really?
that's about right.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say that's a safe conclusion.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to episode 3. And
Stay tuned and
stay
follow
t-
my Twitter.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
Follow us at the 2 a.m. podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
Catch us soon on MySpace. We're gonna be one of the last functioning accounts on the
Oh, yeah.
platform.
LinkedIn can go fuck itself because it's useless.
But
anyways,
Hey, man.
But that being said, go check out all of our LinkedIn pages. 'Cause
Because they might not be useless. It just depends. But, Yeah.
We're out for this episode.
All right.
Adios.
Peace.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
And then you just got
Mind
it.
if I see the squelch, good sir?
I felt like that was very good. It was very smooth.
You just toss it.
I might be a little burnt.
All right.
I need to grab the juice in the car.